I'd like to welcome Selena Koning. She comes from the Faculty of Education and she's going to talk to us about her work, A Journey to Becoming an Early Childhood Teacher. Tell me your stories. Thank you, Selena.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. I feel so honoured to be here today. I've had such a journey myself and I'm going to share a bit of that with you this morning. Verity, thanks for your presentation. It was really enlightening and it's really inspirational to me because I'm at the very beginning of my journey. So I haven't actually done my confirmation of candidature yet. It's coming up very soon. Thank you very, very much. And for everybody else as well. So my presentation is very, very different to most that I've seen this morning because mine is focused on storytelling and stories. So I'd like to acknowledge firstly the Bundjalung people from where I live, and most of this work has been done on Bundjalung land, and also got a mental blank. The Yungabar people of where I work and study as well. I spend half my time here and half the time at work, so right on the border here. I actually took that photo myself and I thought I'd include it because the sea and the ocean is somewhere where I feel really at peace, and a lot of my ideas come from being immersed in water. It's funny, I've actually put a underwater tablet in my shower with ideas down when I've got the water pouring over me in the shower. Okay, so I acknowledge the local people. So what I'd like to discuss with you today is a journey to becoming an early childhood teacher. Tell me your stories. So this journey began when I actually began working here at the university 12 years ago now, and in the early childhood sector. And actually I think Wendy was the one who I worked with her back 12 years ago in my first unit, and I feel very much like I do today. I feel like I'm waiting at Movie World to go on the Superman ride. That nervous tension. I was actually saying to the lovely lady at the front, I feel like, for those Bridgerton fans, I feel like I'm coming out to society, the academic society this morning. So I want to hear people's stories. I love talking, so I hope I'll finish by 15 minutes, but I love hearing people's stories as well. And I found when I began teaching, I was trying to fit a mould of tutors that I'd seen and, presenting their work to their students. And I wasn't quite fitting that mould as everybody else. I like to talk to my students. I want to hear their stories. I want to hear what they have to say because I found I could really connect with those students that were having difficulties in their studies. And I thought, you know what, that's me. And I thought, you know what, that's actually me now in academia as I move towards my doctorate of education. I found this lovely poem, I think it is. I'm actually not sure what it is, but it was in the Jean Clarendon book. Jean Clarendon has changed the way I look at my research. I went down the path, the same as David Shaw here, down the critical realism path initially. And I was actually pretty happy to say, David, I understood most of what you were saying, which was pretty good. I got told, Selena, you cannot do critical realism. You're not smart enough to do that. But I thought, wow, I actually am smart enough. I actually understood everything you said, David. But it didn't quite fit what I wanted from my ideas. I want to hear people's stories. Tell me about them. This is me. Oh, actually, I was going to tell you that later. Sorry. I'm going to tell you about this little girl. Me. A story from the past elicited from a photo. So, photos, if you have a dinner party with friends, you pull out the photo album, you start storytelling, don't you? People can connect. People can say, hey, I went to that school. Hey, I used to do my hair that way. My parents were strict like that too. okay? Everyone wants to tell their story. This little girl looks happy, but she has a really sad story. She's not happy at all. She's got leg deformities, you can see there, and living in the northern beaches of Sydney, where it was cool to go down the beach in your crocheted bikini with a big birthmark on your leg and a deformed leg wasn't quite, you know, fitting of the context of where you grew up. Having parents who said, just do a hairdressing diploma, be a secretary, your brother can go to uni, have a day off, the surf's fantastic today. Nobody judged you if you had the day off to go and have a surf. That makes me sad, that photo. And actually that photo really drives me today. Oh, sorry, they're in the wrong order. Drives me today to be this person who I feel I am today. I feel fierce. I feel fierce, and I feel like I have a story to tell to teach other people. I feel like I have grit. But you know what? Not many people see that photo of me. Not many people know that I actually have grit that's come from my childhood, that's come from my experiences, that's come from having to be better than what my parents thought I would be. The thing is, this person fits in okay here, okay, in academia, in learning. But this person actually has that little girl inside her. This person is fighting all the time to be this person. So, how does that relate? You didn't come here to hear my story, but you kind of did, because this is all about stories. Is my study endeavours to gain insights into the experiences of early childhood pre-service teachers during their first year at regional university, okay? It began, as I said, listening to these students' stories, seeing them drop out, seeing them being, I found that early childhood students were just a little bit different to the other educational students here. We had to fight all the time that we are teachers. We're teachers, we do the same amount of years of study than a primary and secondary students. Yet society sees early childhood teachers as being different. Where are all the good early childhood teachers going? We need them to stay here. We've accepted them at a university because we think they're good enough. So how can we support them? You know, we have the structures in place to support all students at university, but we don't really know these students. I found I could support my students better by walking down to the coffee shop with them and hearing about them. Who are they? Okay? Sorry if my voice is breaking a little bit. So, the backpacks. Students come here with a backpack, okay? We have no idea what's in that backpack. A lot of the research so far has shown that they might be the first in family, like me, first in family, but hello, you should have done a hairdressing degree. That might have been better, okay? Some of them are Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. We know the statistics on the amount of students that are those set of students that arrive at university. They meet a criteria that is very one-dimensional as far as I'm concerned, okay? Fortunately for me, the woman that I am today, I have found a goodness of fit with my supervisors. Oh, by the way, I dedicate this to my supervisors. I told them I'd dedicate my first presentation to them, Liz McKinlay and Ada Hurum. I found a goodness of fit. They want to know who I am. They've heard me. I feel listened to. They have allowed me to be who I can be, the best I can be, to be able to teach me better. I want to be that educator for my students. But who are they? I'm using a narrative inquiry, I think you've gathered by now, as a philosophy and also as a methodology. So I was very influenced by Dewey, and I always have been influenced by Dewey. Experiential learning, experiencing the learning, hands-on. Also Clandlin's actually co-written with quite a few different researchers, but Jean Clandlin has really opened my eyes to how we can learn from people telling these stories. And also Isa as well, asking the question and the phenomena of our social world and the meaning to address the why questions. Narrative inquiry as a method, and I'm loving it, is I'm going to be using photo use. And that's why I included the photos. There's the connection. Okay. I looked at, I forget the name of it now, and my apologies. I was trying to not use notes and paper notes, but perhaps I should have. But photo use, I'll be asking students. I've opened it up now to international students as well, so early childhood, local students, domestic and international, because I found there's a real, there is, I don't want to say a difference, but I've learnt so much this year from international students listening to their stories. Did you know in China and Japan, I was teaching a class on creative arts, that you actually exercised if your artwork was different to somebody else's? I wouldn't have known that unless I walked down to the coffee shop with a student, because my slides were one-dimensional. This is what we're learning. Learn creativity. But hello, you have no idea about creativity. Okay, want to know how you'd learn. So I'll be using photos. They'll be bringing photos of something that represents their past. I could talk about that little girl all day, okay? She's had many highs and lows. I could talk about the woman that I am today all day as well. So we won't be spending all day with all the participants, but I'm hoping to get about 12 participants to come along and bring 3 photos, one that represents their past, who they see themselves now, which might hopefully bring out the experiences that they're experiencing now, and where they see themselves in the future. So how this woman sees herself in the future. Free, okay? Free, feeling open to understanding the world that we live in the best that we can, listening, learning, wanting to know more, making myself or becoming a better person because of that. So that's my presentation. Thank you for listening. And any questions?
Thanks, Selena.
That's quite liberating.
Well done. Comments and questions? Yes, one up here.
Nat, be kind, please.
Congratulations, Selena. It's really nice to see how far you've come, and well done on the presentation. That was a great perspective of it, to be able to share your story and show how you're going to use that with students. So fantastic work. Really great to have seen that.
Thanks. Nat. Thank you.
Yes, well done. Any other comments or questions?
Thanks so much, Selena. I just wanted to ask, I know that you're not quite there yet, but with your interviews with the students,
yep.
Are you going to be doing those one-on-one? So like with 12 participants, are you going to do that just you and them?
My word, yes, I am. I find that sometimes in groups, like myself, I don't bring out what as much as I could do. but a nice intimate one-on-one conversation. I'm hoping to extract as much information as I can in those and to be as personable. I was looking, as David's down the front again here, at critical realism, and it goes into that depth, you know, what we can't see. So I'm hoping to maybe elicit a little bit of that through the interviews, yeah. Thanks, Katie, for the question.
Thanks, Katie. All right. Anyone else? Everyone's gone quiet?
Oh, is that good?
Yeah, that's good. Well done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.